Welcome back to the Spiked and Psyched podcast. This is episode 6. I'm your host, Val Constein, pro runner for Nike.
And I'm Kyle, aggravated homeowner.
Aggravated homeowner. Nice. Weren't sure where you were going to go with that one.
I'm trying to think of something creative every time because I don't have the pro athlete intro like Val does. So,
Yeah.
And we're also taking a gamble today. We're letting our cats hang out in here. So this is Rocket. We were talking about them last time. He's deciding to have a fight with my hand. If you're watching the video, he's the fluffy one. So you can the other cat Yondu is off screen, but he might come back on. But he's a short-haired one. But Rocket's a long-haired one, and he's going after my hand.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
All right. So to keep things consistent with the last couple pods, I thought that we would start things off with the workout of the week. So the workout of the week, I think it'd be cool if I talked about my workout this past Friday. It was actually the first time that I've done double threshold since taking like a couple down weeks. So it's really cool to kind of get back into things. I did 8x K in the morning, and then I did 8x K in the afternoon. And the morning session, I did 8x K like on the pavement next to the track on Discovery Drive. And then in the afternoon, I did 8x K on my treadmill. And I was pretty pleased.
Sorry, I'm getting attacked.
Kyle is actually getting attacked by the cat. He's like grabbing.
Oh my God. Normally I keep playing with him. Man, he just bit me hard. Dude, normally he bites so softly. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to distract. That was like actually painful. No skin broken, but it was close. Come on, dog.
Yeah, he's in this spot where Buffy the Bad Day Slayer usually sits, but instead of just sitting quietly like Buffy, he's actively trying to attack Kyle.
Chill. Hey, you can't do that. All right, let's
All right,
keep going.
back
Keep it
to
rolling.
it. So, the workout went really, really well. I was actually pleased with how good it felt and how manageable it was, because I remember when I first started doing double T last year. I guess my first double T was like in November or something last year, and it was horrible. Like genuinely, the first time I did double T was like the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like the worst workout.
The first time you tried it.
The first time I did it was horrible. And then it honestly didn't start to feel good until I had done double T for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I basically stopped because the outdoor season started. And so this time around,
you didn't stop. You did it for a long time, I feel like.
yeah, except for like the last like 2 months
Yeah.
of the outdoor season, I didn't really do it. But oh my gosh, I remember when I first was doing double T, it was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first heard of like people doing double workouts and like when we were in college, that wasn't a thing. Like no one was doing that. And like the first time I heard of it, I was like, that sounds like the dumbest shit ever. Obviously now it's like, but that there wasn't the context at the time that it's not like, 2 VO2 max workouts or something. Like we didn't have that. But yeah, the more we learned about it, obviously the more it made sense. And now it seems to be, I don't know about necessarily the predominant, training or one of the predominant training methods, but it's definitely like extremely common.
Extremely common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a fellow pro runner not that long ago, and he was saying that like he, has been doing double T, but he's been doing it a little differently. Like he does like a longer tempo in the morning and then does like high volume of 400s in the afternoon. But I think it's like different for everyone. I think that everyone kind of has their jam and they just like get comfortable with, a certain variety of double T and then they just kind of stick with it. But for me, it seems like 8x K, 8x K, and then eventually I'll go up to 10x K, 10x K. That seems to work really well. But I would like to try out actually like a tempo in the morning and then like some 400s in the afternoon or something like that. I think it would be really fun to like just try all the different variations and then like land on one that is the best.
Yeah, I like the 400 variation because I can actually do those.
Yeah, last year actually Kyle was pacing me in some 400s in the afternoon, which was really nice.
Yeah, and then like immediately pulled my hamstring.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I got Kyle, so the first time he paced me, he was wearing like an old pair of Vomeros or something. And then I got you a pair of the Vaporflies.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, well, like if he's actually going to be pacing me, it's unfair that I'm up here strapped in these like Vaporfly super shoes and Kyle's just in an old pair of Ameros. Like that seems unfair.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I would like to do more. It was always fun, like helping with workouts where I can. But yeah, it's funny because I'm not like super fit by any means from a running perspective, but threshold 400s, I can
Yeah.
kind of like fake for at least like some of it or maybe every other one. So
Yeah, because even every other one is like a huge help. Because if I have to do like 16 to 20 by 400, that's just a shit ton of time to just be out there.
yeah, totally.
And they're slow. They're like, between whatever 82 seconds and 80 seconds. So it's like not that fast
Yeah.
for a 400.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't
No.
know.
Yeah, they're totally reasonable. Or I mean, more reasonable for yeah, retired collegiate runner that doesn't run
The tough part is
7 days a week.
the tough part is the 45-second recovery instead of a full minute.
Yeah. Was it 45? Were we
Yeah.
doing 45 seconds?
400s,
I
it
thought it
was
was a
45.
minute. But yeah, I mean, that was manageable. That was fun. But yeah, haven't done any, haven't helped you with the workout in a while just because, yeah, doing Ks would be awful. I would, my heart would explode trying to do Ks.
Yeah. I've
Um,
been focusing on the weight room.
yeah, I guess. Gotta focus on something. You just can't get fat.
I guess so.
Yeah. And I also feel like a lot of runners after they like stop running and they don't have like running aspirations, they're like, oh, it'd be kind of nice not to just be like,
A twig.
yeah, skin and bones.
Like
So,
Ryan Hall.
yeah, he was very skinny, but now he's jacked as fuck.
He's jacked.
Yeah.
He's super jacked.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a picture of Ryan Hall like after a while. Like I hadn't thought about him since he was like a marathon runner and like setting like, records and stuff in these
Yeah.
longer distances. And then all of a sudden Sarah Hall posted like a picture and I saw it and I was like, who is that? I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Yeah,
that's
he got
Ryan.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got massive. Yeah. I wonder, I don't know. He probably would have said it. I wonder if he's taking steroids, probably.
What? That would be insane.
He's fucking huge.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
those are fighting words, Kyle.
No. I don't think on muscle. Like it's not. I'm not. I think it's a lot more common. I think there are a lot of people taking steroids more than you think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Especially with like all the blow up in like fitness culture and like weightlifting, like YouTube stuff. I think there's a lot more people than you think probably taking steroids. I'm not saying that Ryan Hall is. I'm just saying he's fucking really big. And if someone was like, that dude's taking steroids, I would not be shocked.
Damn.
But I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get like in trouble with the halls that I said Ryan Hall might be taking steroids. I have no fucking idea, but he's a big fucking dude, or he's just super dedicated and everything's perfectly dialed. Because I don't think you get that big.
You have to be super dialed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's probably super dialed anyways.
I would think so. Yeah, because he's got that runner mentality.
But he's like much bigger than like me.
I know he's really big.
He's really quite
I
big.
know he's really quite big.
Yeah.
I
So-
mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess he.
Anyways,
Okay,
I don't even
yeah,
know how
whatever.
we're talking about
We
it. Let's
just
just
need to
move
talk
on. We did. Yeah, Ryan Hall, you're the man. We're not.
No shade to Ryan Hall.
No shade at all. Are you taking steroids?
Yeah, Kyle wants to know. Kyle wants to hook up.
No. No, I'm too. No.
Kyle's too poor. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. We actually do. Yeah, you said you wanted to talk about the gym. It's actually kind of a funny topic, I guess. Someone people can learn something about. So, what was it like 2 years ago, where you started watching like videos?
It was like 2 years ago, like kind of right before I blew up my ACL. This is gonna be really weird, but I got super into like weightlifting YouTube dudes.
Yeah, Val started talking to me. She's like, "Yeah, I've been like watching like bodybuilder like YouTube videos," and I'm like, "What?"
And Kyle wasn't watching bodybuilder YouTube videos.
But I was going to I was like actually going to the gym. So like, if one of us should have been looking at that stuff,
It would have been.
it
Kyle.
probably would have been me.
'Cause Kyle was going to the gym like 5 or 6 days a week.
Yeah, but I didn't really watch any of that stuff, and then you started telling me, and I was like, "What?" And then the funny thing was, the way you started telling me about it was you started like asking me like more technical weightlifting questions, And you're like, are you doing this? Are you doing that? And I was like, so some of it. Where are you hearing all this stuff from? And then she's like, I've been watching like Jeff Nippard, who's like this really popular science-based lifting YouTuber. But anyways, I always thought that was really funny because obviously Val's the farthest thing from
A
a
bodybuilder.
bodybuilder. But you got really, yeah. What was it? I guess what was it about it that you found so fascinating?
Well, because I haven't like formally been working with a strength coach since college. So I graduated in 2019 and I was basically like in charge of my own weightlifting from then forward. And like I had some advice from the strength coaches at CU throughout the years, but they're all very much like soccer or basketball or lacrosse background. And so I didn't really like I obviously took their advice into consideration and like when I went into the gym, like they would help me with technique and stuff. But I wasn't sure if they necessarily had the knowledge of like a runner. And so I wanted to have the opportunity to kind of like take my strength training into my own hands. And so then I was like watching YouTube videos because I was like, well, I want to get stronger quads or I want to get stronger glutes. Like, what should I do?
Yeah.
Because like in college, we did maybe like, 3 or 4 different like powerlifting things. But at the CU gym, we don't have any machines. All we have were free weights.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of in some ways limited as to like what we could do. And then, I stopped going to the CU gym and I started going to the rec center, the public rec center with Kyle. And there was like a bunch of new stuff there. And I was like, okay, well, there's all this stuff. Like, what should I be doing?
Yeah.
And so then I started watching these YouTube videos and Jeff Nippard's I thought were the best because he's like very much science based
Yep.
in his approach. And he like has all the studies and the research and then he tries the stuff out on himself. And so then I was just watching these Jeff Nippard videos and I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, maybe I'll try that. And so then, and even like after like blowing out my knee and then like slowly coming back, I've just basically been writing my own stuff up until relatively recently.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing because so I guess just like for some background, why I think this is kind of interesting is so I started going to the gym with our old roommate because we used to rent out a room in our house to a couple of different friends over a couple different years, and one of the guys that lived with us was a really good friend of mine, and he was going to the gym like all the time. So I wasn't like a super big gym guy like ever, and then he started living with us, and he like got me on his gym pass. It was like a pretty good rate for like a nice gym. So I kind of started getting into the gym because I didn't really have like after I graduated, I got really into work, and but I wasn't really doing anything consistently. Like I ran, I don't know, 3 to 6 times a week, maybe like with you, but it wasn't like there was any sort of like schedule. And then, maybe I would do some like core or like little stuff like at the house or whatever, but there was never anything that was like super dialed. So it was kind of nice when our roommate and I started going to the gym. And this was what, like 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, I think 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah, almost probably 4.
Almost 4. Yeah.
Yeah, at least 3 years ago. So then I slowly started getting like that kind of became my thing. Like I kind of started more consistently going to the gym, and then for like a year it was just like go whenever my roommate went, and then I would say probably like a year and a half ago I started getting like a lot more consistent with going to the gym. But anyways, Val was the one who got me into like Jeff Nippard and like other like science-based lifters. And even though I had like a really good base knowledge because my dad knew a lot about lifting, so he taught me a lot when I was younger.
And you had a good strength coach in college, right?
I mean, not for like running.
Oh, okay.
It was like football. Like it was like the football guys and like, oh, the cross country runners, fuck. We actually did have one really good weight coach who was like much more, like doing much more, like running lifts. Coach Slater, shout out Coach Slater. He was really cool. But yeah, besides him, we just basically had football, and they would make us do like football-esque stuff or just like kind of general stuff. And it was like, some of this stuff is so stupid. And I feel like that's probably a lot of people's experience with college lifting is that they're doing more general stuff. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of funny that I'm the one going to the gym, like, because you maybe go 2-3 times a week at the most, but I was going like 5-6 days a week, and you're the one that's getting me into like the
bodybuilding,
not bodybuilding, but like like YouTube videos that would be helpful to like learn about stuff about the gym.
And I feel like after Kyle kind of started to get more dialed with like the science-based lifting and like figuring out the actual routine and the exercises and like, you know, the different splits that you do, like the upper body splits and the lower body splits that you do, I feel like Kyle has actually been able to put on more muscle. Like I feel like when you were going with Phil, you were going a lot and you were lifting hard, but I feel like you had reached like kind of a cap of what was possible with that.
Well, I don't think we were going consistently enough. I like it was like four times a week, but then it was also this is gonna get like a little too into the weeds, but there was like a traditional split, so we would do like more like today's chest day, and then tomorrow's leg day, or then the next day is like back and buys, which is like the douchiest shit ever. But now there's like more, they call it like workout splits, and so like
the push pull,
like push pull, upper lower, like legs. That's like what I do now, and I think that's better. And because in the past it wasn't like, okay, you're doing this like every single week. It was just like, well, what I was doing with Phil was every time we go to the gym, we would just do like whatever was the next thing. So, you know, it's like even if we took a 2-day break, but then the next day was legs, like it would just be 2 days, like 2 days later or whatever, it was legs. But now it's like, okay, it's at least 5 days a week. And then like, this is every day that you do. So I think it's more of the just general consistency. And then also with the difference in that old split, that like more traditional split, where you're doing like the douchey split, I would call it, is you're mostly hitting your like the muscle groups like once a week, whereas in this other like push pull upper lower legs is like twice. You're hitting everything twice a week. So I think that helps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think it's just more, just getting a little bit more dialed. But there's definitely things that I could, like if I was really like, I'm trying to get fucking enormous, like I'd have to get way more dialed on food and like sleep and all this other shit. But I'm not really interested in getting super big, honestly. Yeah.
You did mention that you might be interested in doing a cut this winter to just see how ripped you could look.
Yeah,
I think that would
can't expose all my
douchey
comments, but yes, I have mentioned that I don't know.
It's not douchey. It's good to have goals, and I think that like you have been really consistent. You've been working really hard, and like if you did cut, it would probably be crazy. Like you would look really jacked because I think that you're pretty big.
Thanks, babe. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Okay. Anyways.
But yeah, that is a fun fact that Val is the one that got me more into that stuff.
Like the scientific based weightlifting.
Yeah, and I use Jeff Nippard stuff all the time. But like I think the more dialed stuff you do is like probably like actually getting a coach. Like if I would say like the most dialed shit I could do would be get more sleep, number one. Just get more consistent sleep. I still get sleep, but just like be better about like going to bed early, stuff like that. Get a coach of like, you know, like actually like progressing, because some things I think I probably could do better at, like just like overall progression. And then food, like eating enough protein, because like I'm not, man, anyways, this is like super douchey shit, but yeah, that's what if you were interested in doing that stuff, or if I was interested in like really like being super serious, which I'm not super interested, that's what I would do.
But kind of along the lines of like getting super dialed in, like all the things that you said are just like basically lifestyle changes and like possibly working with a coach. And I think that it's really cool that we both feel like we can get a lot of really high quality work in at the public rec centers.
Oh yeah.
Here in Boulder. Like I think it's really cool that never once did you mention like, oh yeah, I would probably need to go to like a better gym with more equipment, which I'm sure it would help. But at the end of the day, like I feel like we've both made a bunch of really good progress at the public rec center with like limited tools.
Yeah. Going and paying for like lifestyle. What is it?
Lifetime.
Lifetime. Yeah, like that's a gym that they have in Boulder.
That's
Like
super fancy.
$300 a month or 250 bucks a month, and it's super nice. Like if you were using like the sauna and all like the other amenities, but yeah, I think honestly, for the most part, if you were like, okay, I want to get in the weight room and I want to like just build muscle, or for you, like build almost like durability for running, like injury prevention stuff, you really need like very few things. You need
100%.
like dumbbells, like a squat rack and a barbell, and like
A couple machines are nice.
yeah, but like even then, that's what I'm saying. Like the shit that yeah, like would it be nicer to go to a nicer gym and have like all these like machines and like all sorts of cool shit? Yes, I would love that. But do I think it's going to be the difference between like you or me being like you being a better runner, or me like even less importantly like putting on more muscle? Like no. I think that I can get equally as jacked at the public rec center with like maybe yeah sure they have like less machines and maybe some of the equipment isn't as nice, but at the end of the day they have fucking weights.
Yep.
And like the most important stuff is just like getting in the gym and lifting up weights.
Agreed.
Now granted, I will say going to the public gym, public rec center, definitely some more odd individuals.
It's kind
but
of
it kind of makes it more fun. Yeah,
totally makes it more fun. Like, because I mean, I only go like, twice a week to actually lift, and then like a couple other times a week to like, do PT and sauna. And so like we're both regulars there. Yeah. And like we see the same people. Yeah, like the front desk people, like they like know who I am and they'll just like check me in. Like I don't have to like tell them my name, which is kind of like, okay, I'm probably coming here too much. And then like the people in the sauna, like I'm like on a first name basis with a lot of the people in the sauna. And so it's actually kind of great because the sauna is hot. Yeah, the sauna, I love the sauna. That's the one thing in the gym that I actually wish I could do, like I would do more of. If I had more, if I got more dialed, that would be like something I would like to do more of. I used to do it when Phil and I had a membership at the Colorado Athletic Club. Yeah, but you guys were also, I feel like the Colorado Athletic Club was open late. It was. It was up until like 9. Yeah, where the public gym sometimes closes at like 8 p.m. Yeah, during the summer it's like 8, and then on the weekends it's like 4. Yeah, and so it like you kind of. But it's also different. Like at the Colorado Athletic Club, you had like a locker room with like towels, so you didn't have to like bring all your own shit. Like at the rec center, you have to bring like a towel and a bag and like a lock for your locker. Whereas like the lockers at the Colorado Athletic Club, like lock, you just type in a code and it locks. That's true. Yeah. So it was like easier to do because you didn't need to like think ahead, right? Yeah. I don't mind. I'm a planner. Yeah, you don't mind, but I'm saying for me, like I just like want to like take like the most bare bones amount of shit. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, that would be something that I'd like to do. Yeah, but there are some odd people that go to the public rec centers. My favorite are when like the high school wannabe bodybuilders are in there, like doing with the worst form ever, and then like flexing in the mirror. Yeah, that's the part that kills me. Now, granted, the one thing I will say is I'm very happy that these kids are in the gym and not like doing drugs or something. Yeah. But yeah, the like narcissistic kids that are just like in the gym, like flexing. It's like some of these kids, oh my God, it's so cringe. Like between every set, they're like flexing. I'm like, dude, the muscle has gotten no bigger. Like, what are you doing? Until the whole set is done, and then you can check your pump. The problem is like, and this is probably no one in our audience knows who this is. Well, maybe. I don't know. Like, well, there's a lot. They watch like Sam Sulek, and Sam Sulek's like this like monster bodybuilder dude. He was like really popular on YouTube, and I'm sure a lot of like younger kids watch him. Like I don't watch him consistently or anything, but I know who he is. And every time after this guy lifts, he like strips down and like poses like, because he's like a bodybuilder, like he's a pro bodybuilder. So I think kids see that and they're like, oh yeah, that's like normal. It's like, no. And not at the public rec center. Go to the public rec center, lift some weights and leave. Don't even like look like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if that creates like bad life. I don't know if it's good to just be so obsessed with like looking at yourself in the mirror in a public place and be like okay with that. Like if I started doing that, I'd be embarrassed.
I'm being a fucking tool bag right now.
I definitely look at my butt in the mirror
Whoa.
at the rec center.
I look at it too.
Not in the mirror. Well, actually, probably in the mirror too.
All the time.
The other group of people that's my favorite people that are in the rec center are like the elderly folk.
Yeah.
It's honestly so cool. Like you'll see,
dude, there's some older people in there that like I like be like I fucking want to look like you when I'm older.
I know.
What's that one guy's name with like the curly hair? Well, maybe don't say his name.
I know what you're talking about. He's jacked and he's always on the rowing machine. He's like super fit. Yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah, I every time I want to be like, but I also don't want to be like condescending, be like, oh hey man, like when I'm your age, like I don't want to say he's like old or anything. But
you could say like, hey, you're an inspiration to me. Like I'd love
I think
to
it's
be
cool.
like you.
Yeah,
in the future.
And then there's this other guy who's actually super into track and field. Yeah. He was a thrower. Again, I'm not gonna say his name or anything, but super cool dude. But he's huge, like not like huge in a bad way, but like he is like a monster strong dude.
He's a giant
He'll go throw 3 plates on the bench press and he's like 60. I talk to him all the time. We talk about track in the gym because we'll go late. Sometimes I'll go to the gym late, like if I don't get up I actually don't really go to the gym in the morning very much. I want to switch that. But sometimes I'll go really late, like I'll procrastinate and I won't go to the gym until like 8 p.m. And he likes to go to the gym really late. So sometimes it's just me and this like Hulk basically, and he's like putting like 3 plates on each side on the bench press, just like in there. And I'm like, holy shit, this is insane.
He's huge and he's so strong.
And he's not even like maxing out or anything.
No, he's just a big man.
No, he's just super fucking strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so thick.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I think it's really cool when people stay fit when they get older, and it's super good for you. There's like a lot of research to suggest like building or having muscle when you're older is really, really good for you.
Yeah, totally. That it's like
especially for like women and stuff.
Especially for women. And that's a thing, like one of our friends, she got into going to the gym with us at one point in time, which was awesome.
Shout out Emery. She listens to the pod. Okay. I'll say Emery's name.
Shout out Emery. She got super into going to the gym.
Well, we were all going together. It was like a fun thing.
Yeah, it was super fun. And Emery has since moved to New York City, but that's okay. We still love her. And she's
we miss her though.
We miss her a lot. Apparently she's still going to the gym and stuff in New York, which is awesome. But to the point, when Emery first started going to the gym, she was all worried that she was going to get bulky.
Yeah, she's still, yeah.
And I'm sure she's still worried about that. And I'm sure there's still a lot of
No, that's a thing. Like I have a coworker.
Yeah, girls are worried about getting bulky.
Yeah, she's like, I want to be toned. Because like one of our coworkers like, you're jacked. And she's like, do not say that. And we're sitting there like, that's like a huge fucking compliment. Or we thought it was.
Well, especially because like for a woman to actually get like bulky, she has to be, it's important. You have to go so hard in the gym. Like it's insane. But like for an average woman to just go into the gym and do her best, she's just going to look fucking awesome. Like her legs are going to look great. She's going to get abs. She's going to have these crazy back muscles.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool and it's going to look awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not like for a woman to actually, like I will never have as much muscle as you ever. Unless I start doing like insane drugs, I will never have muscles like you.
You could definitely put on you can, if you're like super, super dialed, you can definitely do a lot with like, without steroids for sure.
Yeah, but the girls who are like,
but you have to be super dialed.
Totally. But the girls who are like, I don't want to get bulky. I want to be toned. They're not the ones who are going to be.
No,
in the
yeah.
gym.
They're like, well, no, but they're never going to be. When you the one thing I've noticed, here's one thing I've 100% noticed. Girls who say that, they're not in the gym even doing exercises that would like leave. They're not like sitting down on the shoulder press, like fucking lifting.
Like maxing the fuck out.
Yeah, like going hard as shit.
Or like,
they're like,
hey bro, can you spot me while I max out bench?
Yeah,
like,
right, exactly. They're like doing like table kickbacks.
Exactly.
You know, it's like different. Not saying they're not working hard. They totally are.
Right.
But it's not like they're not doing the stuff to get super fucking jacked.
Yeah. And also, I don't know.
Like stuff I do is like intentionally like to try to put more muscle, not to get jacked, but like to put more muscle on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I think that just like, I really don't like the word toned because there's only 2 things that are happening. You're either putting on muscle or you're not. That's it.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're losing some adipose tissue, but that's maybe the
That's
third
called
thing.
fat.
Okay, yes, fat. Or maybe you're losing some fat. But like getting toned, like what does that mean? Are you trying to lose fat?
It's
Are you trying
totally
to
like
build muscle?
it's like a mental thing.
It means nothing.
No,
Like,
I agree.
genuinely
It's
means
literally
nothing.
just a term that they don't want to look jacked, even though in my mind, it's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
I would never say you look toned. Like I would just be like, what is that?
Well,
That's
toned,
weird.
I feel like toned is almost like an insult. Like if someone was like, you look toned, I'd be
I
like,
also feel like if I went up to like not you and said you look toned, I'd be a fucking creep.
oh,
But if I went up
100%.
to a girl and said you're jacked, I don't feel like that's insinuate. You know what I mean? I feel like the connotation is maybe a little different. I don't know. Maybe that's just like a thing to me. But
Maybe it's a bro thing. But you could say like, oh,
but
do
it's
you
like
work
jacked
out?
relatively. Like you look jacked for a girl. Like like if a girl has like arms. Like I remember my aunt, one of my aunts that lives in Hawaii. This was a long time ago. They were going to the gym like all the time, and she had like arms.
Oh yeah, your auntie.
Yeah, and it was like holy shit.
Auntie's jacked.
Yeah, it was sick. I was like, yeah. Anyways,
She
so
still is. Like,
she's still
great.
jacked, but I think
she
that
works out a lot.
yeah,
The thing is she's not like a bodybuilder.
no,
Like she's a petite Asian woman. Like she's not the Hulk, but
yeah.
she is jacked. Like she looks great.
I don't know. I think it's a huge compliment, but
Oh,
I guess
totally.
not all girls. Whatever. I mean, it
Yeah.
is what it is. But yeah, I guess what we would say is, yeah, that is literally just you don't like you because it's like they think of like a bodybuilder
Yeah,
is
but-
like someone who's jacked,
right.
and they don't want to look like that as a girl. But the reality is to look really big as a girl
You have to work
is
so
so
hard.
much more difficult.
So much harder.
Yeah,
Like if Kyle and I decided we were gonna do the exact same weightlifting routine,
yeah.
Kyle would put on muscle like
Yeah.
so much easier than I would. Like it would take
It would be a lot
me-
more noticeable.
And I would
Unless you
have
were
to
like
be-
more dialed in every other
I'd have
space.
to be more dialed.
Yeah.
Like I would have to eat better. I'd have to sleep better. I'd have to like have a coach. All these things would have to be perfect for me to put on muscle faster than you.
Yeah, there's definitely girls out there that are like not taking because taking steroids for girls I think
Is
is
really
like,
bad, I
way
think.
worse than men.
I think so. Yeah.
Just because it's like
It messes up the hormones.
yeah,
more.
exactly.
It's
Like
like-
whereas men is like the same hormones,
Yeah.
it's still not good for you. But
Right.
yeah, but there's definitely girls that are like super super dialed and like really really strong.
Well, like look at the perfect example of like a girl who basically has a bodybuilder build but isn't on steroids is Valerie Allman.
Yes, that
She-
is a great point.
She looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, she looks awesome.
But I am sure she is so fucking dialed.
Oh yeah,
To
yeah, yeah.
look like that as
Yeah.
a girl is impossible.
And she's doing like powerlifting stuff too.
Of course, you have
Yeah.
to.
She's
be able
not
to-
doing like training to look jacked. She just is jacked.
Her training just makes her jacked.
Yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she obviously has to be dialed because she's a like global champion multiple times over.
Yeah, yeah.
So like she has like the perfect.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. That's a very relevant example
But,
of
like,
someone who like looks
You should
awesome
if-
and is like lifting weight.
Yeah, if anyone asked her, I'm sure she has to work so hard
Yeah.
to maintain that muscle and to build it.
Yeah.
Where like a male counterpart maybe wouldn't have to be quite as dialed to have the same muscle density.
Yeah.
And so,
totally agree with
but
that.
anyways, like that's a good example of like a clean sport athlete who is absolutely jacked. And
Yep.
she looks awesome.
100%. Yeah. We just like riffed on weightlifting
For like forever. For basically, we're trying to do a shorter pod today. So
yeah. We've been all right. We kind of got to go soon. So let's wrap it up. There was one other thing I didn't expect we were going to talk about that for that long, but hopefully that was kind of funny.
yeah, hopefully you liked our
more
take on
insightful.
weightlifting and going to the public
Yeah.
gym.
Shout out Ryan Hall, dude. I don't think you'll ever hear this, but I think you're cool. I didn't mean to accuse you of doing anything. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay. One thing we wanted to talk about really quickly, because obviously every episode we've had has been like super track related,
Mhm.
and obviously it's the off season, so I figured make an episode that's not so much about track or anything like that. But one thing we saw that we both thought was interesting, that I honestly never thought would happen, is Grand Slam paid out 50% of the prize money on Friday. So we're recording on Sunday, the 5th of October, and on October 3rd, according to a bunch of different reports, I guess, Grand Slam got a like emergency cash infusion of like 8 figures. Apparently they had $19 million in debt. And obviously they're a private company, so who knows exactly if that's accurate or not to a certain degree. But apparently they have $19 million in debt. They got an 8-figure infusion of cash, which is probably like 10 or $11 million, apparently, according to the articles. And that money went to paying some of their outstanding debts to like vendors, and then like 50% of prize money to the athletes, which is the first and most important thing. Is that's awesome for the athletes that they're getting paid, because I think everyone's like collective takeaway was that, you know, Grand Slam not paying the athletes is going to be really bad. And obviously that's only 50% of the prize money. They still have, I think they had like 11 or 12 million dollars in outstanding debts to athletes, so they paid 5 or 6 million of that. So it's not like they're technically anywhere close to resolving all those debts. Definitely a huge step in the right direction. So I'm happy that they're paying things out. But yeah, I guess, what do you think about it?
I'm really happy about it as well, because obviously, like, I'm friends with and I'm on a first name basis with pretty much like all of the American distance runners who took part in the Grand Slam. And so to think that, you know, my peers weren't going to get paid for all of their hard work and commitment to this new league was really troubling. And so I think, you know, obviously super well deserved for everyone who competed in Grand Slam. And I'm glad that Grand Slam's doing the right thing, but it's still like, you know, they're halfway there, still have 50% more to go. I hope they can figure out how to pull together, you know, another 10 figures or 8 figures or whatever. But yeah, I have
8
no
figures.
8 figures.
Not 10 figures. That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. 8 figures. I hope they can figure out how to pull together another 8 figures to like.
That'd be $1 billion. 10 figures.
Hey, it's possible. There's a lot of billionaires in this country.
Yeah. Okay. So remove the fact that it is awesome that they got paid. Awesome. From a business perspective, I think it makes no sense. Because my thing would be, why would you give half? Like, it's very, from a business perspective, it's very confusing why you would give half. Like, why wouldn't, because it's, from the article, it said they're trying to raise more funding to resolve all their remaining debts in the next 60 days. So from a business, from a financial perspective, who, like, this investor group that's giving them the money, it seems like besides like obviously like just doing the right thing, but obviously businesses don't do the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
They care about their bottom line, or they want to make profit, whatever. They want to invest in good investments. Giving half without, because still, right, like Grand Slam doesn't exist next year unless they resolve all those debts, and then they also have capital to like reinvest in next season and keep going.
Yep.
Which they're a far cry away from. So to me, again, and this has always been my interest with Grand Slam, is like understanding, because I think their business model, I still believe, is fundamentally flawed, but it seems like a very bad use of investor money. Like, if you're just saying, okay, if these investors are concerned with getting their money back, it seems like it makes no sense to give half of the money and then they still have to go fundraise, unless someone in the best explanation of that I can think of is there was a bunch of wealthy people in there that didn't want to, you know, have that hanging over their head that they screwed over all these people. Right. Which is totally fair, but people get screwed over in business all the fucking time. So anyways, yeah, I think honestly it's a very good sign for Grand Slam, but I still think that the chances of them actually having a season next year is still extremely low. But it's one of those things where it doesn't really make sense to me from a financial perspective. So I'm definitely more bullish on the fact that maybe there's a 2026 season, but I still think it's a very damaged brand. Like, yeah, I still think people are going to be sketched out about getting paid, and I don't know. That's why continuing to invest in such a damaged product is just kind of perplexing to me. I don't know. That's my take on it. Like, I'm very happy for the athletes, 100%. I hope that they can get the rest of the money. Yeah, I guess we'll just see what happens. But I thought there was zero fucking chance. I thought the next thing that would happen was Grand Slam going bankrupt.
Me too. I thought that was going to happen.
And if there's good precedents for that to happen, you know, like that would be the thing that happens. Like, there's a lot of business examples of distressed businesses in similar positions and then the next thing. But there's also businesses that do get bailed out with bad business models. Yeah, moral of the story is hopefully it is end up being positive for the sport and positive for the athletes long term. But it is perplexing to me why anyone would continue to sink money into Grand Slam.
Agreed.
So yeah. Anyways, that was like the only thing. Yeah. I don't know how.
I think we should wrap things up. We don't have much time. We're headed to dinner after this. So
we got dinner.
We're meeting some friends. So
yeah, we're backing ourselves into a corner of trying to make a short pod, and we included the kitties. Let us know. Should we include the cats on the next pod? This is Yondu over here, by the way. Sorry.
In my lap.
That's Yondu. Here, get him up and show him. This is Rocket.
He's snuggled in.
This is Rocket. This is the one who attacked me. They normally like to play bite, but he did kind of actually bite me kind of hard, which is not very common for him.
They oftentimes,
but not aggressively. He was just playing.
If we don't lock them away in the laundry room where their like litter box and like other cat stuff is, they'll sit by the door and scream.
No, Yondu will.
Well, Rocket does it
Yondu is
too.
the worst behaved. No, he won't. It's Yondu.
Okay, well, whatever. Yondu sits by this door.
Let's not make it an equal thing. Yondu is the worst behaved cat of the two. They're both very well behaved cats overall.
The one who is attacking your arm.
Hey, I'll take that any day.
Okay, well, anyway.
He's just fooling around. He's a boy. He's a boy.
Yondu sits by the door and screams. And so if in any of the last pods you heard Yondu sitting by the door and screaming, it's because he wanted to sit in my lap. Because once he's sitting in my lap, he's very happy.
2 episodes ago, I think, that he was screaming.
Yeah. But he's a very good boy when he can sit in my lap and just hang out. He just doesn't like to be unincluded. Okay. Yes. We're going to wrap things up. So we want to know, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. What do you want to see next? Did you like us talking about weightlifting and bodybuilding? What did you think of Kyle's douchey bro split? Was it a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
Yeah, you guys can read me in the comments. It's all right.
And for the women listening, what did you think about our take on women's strength? Think it was a good take, bad take? What would you like to hear about?
Yeah. Do you want us to keep letting the kitties in for the videos so you can see them on video?
Or do you prefer to hear them screaming outside of the door?
Yeah. Also, I guess just generally let us know if talking about something other than track was interesting, because we're interested to know what people want to hear us talk about.
Exactly.
Because ultimately we're kind of we're doing this, for fun.
Yeah.
For us, but we also want, the people that do tune in to enjoy what we're talking about. But yeah, I guess a little bit less of a normal episode for us. Not too track focused, besides the quick mention of Grand Slam. Shout out Grand Slam for paying its athletes.
Shout out Grand Slam.
For paying half, I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out to the kitties for not being too destructive.
Yeah.
Besides Rocket biting me. And I think that's it.
Yeah. Shout out listeners. Thanks for making it this far. And if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, please leave us a rating. Comments are welcomed. Follow us on social. We've got an Instagram and we've got a TikTok.
Yep.
We're dropping clips every once in a while of highlights of the videos. Like and comment on those if you want. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in.
Yeah, and let us know what you think about the shorter episode. But we'll see you next week. And yeah, we'll catch you soon. Peace.